So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to tin and prepare your components ready for assembly. It's important we tin the components with a little bit of solder so it makes the joining of the components when we assemble it so much easier. Probably the hardest one to do is the first one we've got here, which is going to be our transistor. As you can see, it's quite, we need to bend the legs a little bit, so I'm just going to hold it with a pair of long nose pliers, put in those pliers, hold the corner, he says, so he grabs it, and I'm just going to bend them sideways, and then bend it down again, and that's ready then for inserting into our project. So we've bent them ready to insert in the project. Let's tin them. So tinning them, very similar to our practice piece. I'm going to create a heat bridge, a little bit of solder, 1/1000, 2/1000, bit of solder on there. I don't need a lot. A little bit of a heat bridge, 1/1000, 2/1000, add a bit more solder. Again, if you find that your project keeps moving away from you, grab a little bit of masking tape, tape it to your board, stop them from moving, create your heat bridge, a bit of solder on there. There we go. Come on. There we go. So here we go. Solder on my tip. A little bit of heat bridge. 1/1000, 2/1000. Add a little bit of solder. There we go. Smooth them out. Make sure they're nice and smooth. Yeah, make sure you got a bit of solder on all of the components. And that's tinning your transistor ready for assembly. So that's transistor done. Let's do resistors. Resistors the same thing. I'm going to do both of them at the same time here, so I'm going to lay them both out side by side. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of masking tape across them to hold them steady. A little bit of solder on my tip to create my heat bridge. There it is. 1/1000, 2/1000, add the solder. Heat bridge. 1/1000, 2/1000, a little bit of solder. See, I'm not putting a lot of solder on there, but I do need to create that heat bridge. If you don't create the heat bridge, it'll take a lot longer to solder. 1/1000, 2/1000, add a bit of solder. Heat bridge, again. Touching on your component, 1/1000, 2/1000, add a bit of solder, and that's about all it takes. Notice it's not using a lot of solder on there, but there's enough on there to hold it. When it comes to your LEDs, the same deal. Make sure you got your component down there, and again I'm going to use a little bit of masking tape just to hold the LED steady while I solder it. Alright. Create a heat bridge. Touch on the component. 1/1000, 2/1000, add a bit of solder. There we go. We've got our component soldered or tinned, as it's called. Heat bridge, 1/1000, 2/1000, add it in. There we go. That's our green LED tinned, ready to go. And lastly, we've got our switch, which is probably going to be the hardest one to do. and we need to have, I'm going to poke him in here this time, focus it, so it's going to hold my, because I'm going to need to tin an outside one, as I've started to do here, and a middle one. So nothing changes. Create my heat bridge, really important. Touch on my component, 1/1000, 2/1000. Add my solder to my component and release, and just recheck this one, heat it. There we go. So we only need one outside one and one center one tinned. We don't need them all tinned. And then lastly, you've got one red LED to tin. And it's exactly the same as when we tinned our green LED. And again, I'm going to use a bit of masking tape just to hold it steady for me. Tin my tip with a little bit of solder to create a heat bridge. Touching on my component, 1/1000, 2/1000, add the solder. There we go. Heat bridge, touch on my component, 1/1000, 2/1000. Alright, and there we go, we've got a little bit of solder on all the components. And that's how we tin our components in preparation for assembly. In the next tutorial I'll show you how to assemble it. Cheers!